Now, what's going on with you today? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Now, Ice Spice out here being fat phobic? Say it ain't so. Ain't no way. At least that's what they're saying on Twitter right now. I want to have a little conversation about this little back and forth Ice Spice had with a fan on Twitter yesterday. So if you guys don't know what's going on, it starts with this tweet right here that went viral. This woman right here put up a video on Twitter of Ice Spice performing on stage, and she said either let her work with someone who can help with her performing and stage presence, or send her back to the Bronx, please. So like I said, the video was of Ice Spice performing, and I don't even know what's that. What is she wearing right here? Anyway, this woman, she put up this tweet that ended up going viral where she was criticizing Ice Spice's stage presence and her performance. Now, Ice Spice ended up seeing this tweet and she decided to clap back. She decided to go to this woman's profile and she took a screenshot of a selfie that she took, right? And Ice Spice quote tweeted this viral tweet that this woman posted, and she said, "Wow, we're being constructive." So obviously she's criticizing her appearance, which doesn't really make sense because if you're looking at the screen, this woman doesn't look bad at all. She's kind of cute. I think she's cute at least. So personally, I don't really think the clapback went as planned because, it'd be one thing if you seen a pic and then you're like, oh, okay, I understand why she would be saying that. And I'm seeing this pic of this woman and I'm like, I don't really understand. Are you talking about the hair? Because, the hair looks a little funny, but aside from that, I think she's a good looking woman. Now, the bottom line is that she was insulting this woman's appearance. And so what ended up happening is a lot of tweets started popping up after this, where people were criticizing Ice Spice. This one tweet said, "Sorry, but Ice Spice has been very lucky to get as far as she has in the industry. And then the second anyone offers a word of criticism, she resorts to fat phobia. Weird." And then this next tweet that went viral said, "Can we finally heal as a society and stop making people with absolutely zero talent like Ice Spice famous? Thank you." And then some of these other tweets right here. "Are you trying to fat shame? Are you freaking serious? At your grown elementary age?" And then this other tweet said, "She's gorgeous. What's your point?" This other person said, "What she said was true, so all you have as a rebuttal is to bring up looks, which she doesn't even look bad." I agree. And this other tweet said, I always have to stop liking bitches for being lame. Not you fat shaming this beautiful woman because you're an underdeveloped performer." And then this tweet from this user called Kim Barbie, right? They posted this news and they said, "Well then, Ice Spice wasn't feeling the constructive criticism from a fan regarding her performance skills, and folks aren't feeling her response. Did Ice do a little too much?" So this has kind of been going viral for the past day, and a lot of people have been chiming in, and they've been calling out Ice Spice for being fat phobic. I do want to say, I don't want to tie that specific word right there with this woman right here because, she didn't ask to be in this video. She's just in the focal point because she had some criticism for Ice Spice, and then Ice Spice decided to clap back at her in this fashion. So first of all, I don't really think this woman said anything too harsh, apart from like the last part right there when she said, "or send her back to the Bronx," So I think that part was just like mad unnecessary, honestly, because she didn't have to say that. She could have just left it at, "Hey, work on your stage presence," but she just had to add in that, send this bitch back to the Bronx part. She didn't say bitch, but just like the energy behind it is reminiscent of that. Now, I feel like what she said isn't too crazy because this is something that Ice Spice has been getting a lot of criticism for ever since she entered the music industry. Ice Spice has been getting a lot of criticism for her stage presence. And so I think the critique in itself isn't very left field. And it ain't like this woman is lying because Ice Spice is a fairly new artist in the music industry. And so she's not fully developed into what she could potentially become yet. And stage presence is a part of developing as an artist. There's been countless of clips where Ice Spice is performing and then suddenly she stops rapping and then she just like turns around and shakes her ass. And I think that is like one of the things that a lot of people look at and then they say, "We want to see you perform. We want to see you shaking ass the whole time." Because Ice Spice is obviously doing that because it grabs people's attention. She has a banging body. She sells sex appeal to its fullest. So of course she's going to use that to her advantage. 80% of her brand is based on that. So a lot of the criticism Ice Spice has been getting throughout her time in the industry, a lot of that derives from those kinds of things that she does. And I think Ice Spice does that, by the way, because a big part of the reason is because she doesn't have anything else to lean on right now, because she's such a new artist and because sex appeal is a thing that she sells. What better way to lean on this one thing that always works? Sex. As a female rapper, this is the ultimate trump card, and every woman who's popping in hip-hop uses this to some extent. Some do it less than others, some do it more than others. Ice Spice is definitely on the extreme side. I think for Ice Spice to actually grow into what she can potentially become, this is one of the things that I personally think is a necessity to slow down on, because people are never truly gonna see her as an artist until they can see her beyond the sex that she's selling. Because as an artist, you're always advertising something. If it ain't your story and how you grew up, specifically, you could be advertising your struggle, you're advertising material possessions, you're advertising a gangsta image. That's something that's very prominent in hip-hop, right? In relation to being a woman, Nicki Minaj is a good example. This is one of those things that Nicki Minaj has had a great balance of in her career. Nicki ain't really the most, loved person right now, but the point still stands about all the great things that she's done. One of those is kind of the blueprint that she's built, where she's using her sex appeal, but then again, she really can spit. She's a great rapper, always been one. Let's forget Bigfoot for a second, right? And Nicki always found a great balance of, hey, I'm gonna lean on the fact that I'm a sexy and confident woman and I'm gonna show this shit off. But then again, don't get it twisted, because I really be rapping on these records. And this is why Nicki is so respected as an MC and as a rapper. I think this new generation of female rappers, though, they're kind of changing for the worse, because this is one of the only things that they're leaning on, unfortunately. And Ice Spice is definitely the pinnacle of what this looks like. So specifically for this conversation, as it relates to Ice Spice, this is one of the reasons why she's been getting a lot of this criticism for her stage presence. For Ice Spice, performing ain't really performing. Performing is twerking on stage. Obviously seems to work, because every time she does it, everybody starts going crazy, right? Or sometimes they faint, like this man right here. So that aside, I don't think it was fair for Ice Spice to put this woman on blast like this. At the end of the day, she had some criticism for Ice Spice, and that's all, right? She didn't say anything really that malicious apart from the part about sending her back to the Bronx. Because this kind of thing is bad press at the end of the day. We got to keep in mind that the general public puts these artists on a pedestal, and so if they respond back, especially in this kind of manner where they're insulting people after criticism, people are going to look at them sideways. Why? Because people don't even view them as regular human beings. That's why, which is crazy to say, but it is what it is, right? Unfortunately. And also doesn't help that, hey, first of all, it is a woman that she attacked, and some people might say, well, she has some smoke for Ice Spice. Well, just like I said, they're not really in the same category, because she's a public figure. This is something that she signed up for. This is what she does. She chose this life. So kind of weaponizing your platform against someone by insulting their appearance when they simply criticized your art, in this case your stage presence, with a low dash of disrespect. I think that's where the line should get drawn. And it makes you wonder, why did Ice Spice single out this woman right here of all the people who've criticized her? Because I've never really seen Ice Spice responding to criticism in this manner before, and she's gotten criticized a lot. And then in this case, we have a woman who has some criticism for Ice Spice, and then she decided to come for her appearance in this manner, and she was a black woman at that. Speaking of the black woman part, I've kind of noticed that a lot of celebrities, when they clap back, it's always magically. I don't know why this is. It's like black women that they're attacking for some reason. I don't even know why, right? The white women be in the mentions talking their shit too. So, we can't say, oh, it's because black women are the ones talking shit. No. Everybody's talking shit. I mean, we seen this with Cardi B a couple years ago when she was on a timeline calling, black women roaches. So when people see Ice Spice criticizing this woman's appearance in this way, they remember stuff like that. And then they look at this and say, is this perhaps her being a colorist? Because that wouldn't be something we haven't seen before in hip hop, both from the women and the men. Overall, I do think this is bad press on Ice Spice's end. But then again, it ain't something that's gonna make too much noise after this video has dropped. Anyway, if you made it this far, could you do me a favor and like the video? Thank you so much for liking the video. And if you're new here, subscribe. Welcome to the family. Any thoughts on this conversation? What do you guys think about that tweet the woman put up? Do you guys think that she went too far with her criticism of Ice Spice? And do you think Ice Spice's response was justified or nah? Curious to hear what you have to say. So I'll catch you in the comment section below. But most importantly of all, I'll catch you on the next video. Have a good day. Have a good night wherever you're at. Peace. I'm out.